Hello, friends. Happy New Month to every one of you. I was just about to go out now, but I felt it in my spirit to talk about, this thing they call in Nigeria, Japa. A state where one decides to migrate. Leaves his country to another country for various reasons, as the case may be. Greener pastures, for study purposes, for leisure purposes, like I said, various reasons. But today I want to talk about it extensively, especially from the angle of the people who actually left their own country just for greener pasture, in quotes. That is to say, they had no tangible reason, no strong reason why they are leaving or why they left. I feel this Japa thing, of course, has helped a lot of people. It has also stopped a lot of people from, achieving their purpose in life. It has also ended a lot of people's life untimely. It has also, taken a lot of people up backwards in life generally. Of course, whatever has advantage has also have disadvantage, but it's very problematic when the disadvantage becomes more than the advantage of doing a thing. So at that point, it becomes really unacceptable. So like I said, there are so many reasons why people travel, and like always advocate, you must always have a reason for engaging or doing whatever it is, or taking whatever decision you are taking. Is it trade? Is it business? Is it school? Whatever choice and decisions you're making in life, you must have strong reasons why you're making such decisions. Because trust me, every decision you make in life will definitely have the other side of it. The ones we hardly talk about, the negative side of it. So, and I always say this in play out: when you don't have a strong reason, for a good, convincing reason for embarking on a particular journey of life, or as the case may be, the days of the problem, the days of the trouble, when they come, you will not be able to stand, because from the onset, you probably it was selfish reason, that made you go into such line of life, if I would say, Now, straight to it, you say, out there is not friendly. Out there is not friendly, and nobody, back in the days, we usually think or feel that there's somewhere out of your country, that particular country where you are going, where, when you get there, you find money in the streets. You pick money in the streets of that country, without working for it, without toiling day and night. I've heard people share their experiences of the ordeals, of the things they went through out there, just to better their life and the life of their family ones. And sometimes when you hear these things, that is not really easy. But, for people who have not really gone through some of these things, when you talk about it, they feel, oh, you don't want them to travel, you don't want them to be like you, because like I said in my previous video, some of the decisions people make is as a result of, other people's life, the results other people are getting. We are quick to identify with people's results. We are quick to want to be like people because we have seen their results. But we are not interested in the process. We are not interested in their journey to that particular place where they are. There is no true story of a successful person, depending on what you call successful, or what you define as success. There is no true story that doesn't have thorns, that doesn't have bruises, that doesn't have wounds and the rest of that. And like I always say to people most times, when you leave your country to another country, especially if not for study reasons, let me say for hustling purposes. Let me not talk about for hustling purposes. There are two things that are likely to happen. Just like when you plant a fruit, as the case may be, down there, before it germinates, before it grows, it must first of all die. It must first of all die. And there is, mind you, there is so much competition down there. So if you plant, let's say 3-4 seed, at the end of the day, it might be only one that will survive, So you will first of all die. Now, whether you rise or the other way, that's a different ballgame. So life generally out there is terrible, is tough, And I understand a lot of you want to tell me, hey, let me use Nigeria for an instance. I'm a Nigerian. Nigeria is this, Nigeria is tough. I understand. You can go ahead and tell me it's tough here. I understand perfectly well. But what you don't understand is what people are going through out there. Some time ago, I went home and I was opportune to visit a brother who, we reside in the same city, and he insisted I must go see the mother. One of these days I decided to go. She's getting old, aged, and the rest of that. And the woman saw me. She knew me in the past, and she started crying. Do you know why she was crying? The same place I was coming from, the son has been there for 17 to 18 years. She hasn't set her eyes on him over these years. And the son insisted when I get there, I should call on a video call so he could see the mother. I did that. The mother doesn't want to talk on the video. And the mother was crying and she was yelling, I'm tired of seeing you on the phone. I want to see you. I want to hold you. And she made a reference that, do you see the way, his mother, have seen him, play with him, discuss with, I felt so bad. That's the same way I want to see you. I somehow had to hang the call, not to allow her to say a lot. And the brother said to me that I mustn't make them feel like it's easy out there, that I should let them understand, that it's tough and terrible out there, what we are going through out there, to really make it, and the rest of that, I understand. Because why am I saying this things? When people see you, sometimes they are quick to identify with your results. They are quick, especially if you are, what I'm talking about. They are quick to I want to be like you. But they don't understand how tough is out there. And it leads me to this. Before you make this journey, are you really sure? Are you convinced? Even if you go spiritually, have you heard from God that this is where you should go to? When you go out there, a lot of people are struggling. A lot of people don't even, some of the brothers, you think you are there, your brother is outside country. Some of them are in the streets doing nothing. Some of them, they come out in the street every day to look for who will give them money to feed. And the worst part of it is that even when they find friends who gives them this money, they share the money to send to you at home. And when they send it to you, you still don't appreciate it. You say they gave you small money, you start comparing them with this person and the other person, putting unnecessary pressure on them. So a lot of people are really going through a lot outside the country, of which if you are in your own country, at least there are certain things you can get easily. There are certain things you can access easily without having to pay for it, without having to, struggle to compare to when you are out there, when nobody really truly cares about you, So what am I saying today? My main advice today is, it's okay if you want to travel, especially for hustling. I'm being specific about hustling because I know some other person travel genuinely. They want to go further their studies, or they have invitation for this or that. That's totally different. But if you truly want to go out for hustling, first, you need to be sure of where you are going to, that you will actually find a work, because most of this country where you go to, there is no work, there is no job. You get there, you get stranded. You start saying, had I know, So you need to be, first of all, sure of what you want to go do. And be sure that you can find whatever it is you want to go do there. And also be sure that that's the right country to go to, And secondly, you also need to have a handwork. I started advocating for this in recent time. You need to have handwork. The challenge is most of our brothers, most of the people who left their home to travel to other, they are not qualified for anything. They know no handwork. They know how to do nothing. You know, the particular kind of work or job they want to do is not even, you know, it's not something you can find in that particular country. So they become stranded. You know, so anyway, before I move more further, I mean, this is Uchichukwu Emezola 1 on your screen. You can like and share, you know, if you're connecting with what I'm saying. I mean, you can like, you can share the page as well, so that we can get more people into this conversation. Soon we are going to be conversing and having, you know, a kind of togetherness, you know, so that we can be able to flow better. You know what I'm saying?